today. Let us pray. Most gracious and Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for all the blessings. And thank you for the guidance and protection for us. Lord, may you give us a living knowledge each day. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen. So please take your seat. So how are you today, class?
We're good, ma'am.
Miss Celestial, bakit ang tamlay mo? Okay ka lang ba?
Okay lang, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So, mag-a-attendance muna tayo. Sino mag-send ngayon?
Si Claveria, ma'am.
Wala siya ngayon?
Wala.
Bakit? What's the reason?
Baka nagbiyahe pa, ma'am.
Okay, baka late lang siya, no? Before we're going to start our class, who can recall what was our last topic?
Ma'am,
Okay, Mr. Claveria?
our last topic was all about the social literacy.
Okay, very good. Who can define what is social literacy again? Okay, Ms. Russell.
Social literacy is all about studying on how a person sharing, cooperating, listening, following direction, respecting personal space, and making eye contact when it's all about conversation.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Ms. Russell. Okay, before we start our new topic today, are you familiar with the game 4 Picks 1 Word?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So I have some pictures to show you. Who can answer these pictures? Okay, Ms. Russell.
It is all about ecological.
Okay, Sam? Anyone?
Ma'am, it's all about nature.
Okay, very good, Ms. Celestial. You have any idea?
Ma'am.
Okay. Who is excited about the answer?
Ma'am!
Okay, the answer is all about nature. Very good, class.
So bago tayo magpatuloy sa ating talakayan ay meron tayong paunang gawain na pakibasa ng ating panuto, ating direksyon.
The class will be divided into 2 groups and then give the meaning of the pictures below.
Ngayon ay bibilang kayo ng isa at dalawa at hahatiin ko kayo upang isagawa niyo ang paunang gawain. Mauna ka, Miss Celestial, o binili ni Celestial. Ngayon ay nasa mga grupo nyo na ay isagawa nyo na ang ating paunang gawain. Ito ay ang 4 Picks 1 Word. Bibigyan ko lamang kayo ng dalawang minuto upang ibahagi sa ating klase kung ano nga ba ang makakaloob sa 4 Picks 1 Word. Ngayon, ang oras niya ay magsisimula na. Handa na ba kayo?
Opo, ma'am.
Sino gusto malaman na kung ano ang kasagutan sa ating paunang gawain? Mataas lamang ang kamay. Sige, ang ating sagot sa ating paunang gawain ay nature. Para sa inyo, gaano kahalaga sa atin ang kalikasan? Binibining Modera.
Para po sa akin, mahalaga ang ating kalikasan ng nature dahil ito yung nagpo-provide sa atin ng ating pangangailangan. Dito tayo kumukuha ng mga materyales na kung saan ginagamit natin sa ating araw-araw na pamumuhay.
Maraming salamat sa iyong pagbabahagi. Ngayon ay dadako na tayo sa ating mismong tumiko sa araw na ito, ang ecological literacy.
So our topic today is all about ecological literacy. So for you, what is ecological literacy in your own opinion, Ms. Charmaine?
Ecological literacy, ito po yung kaalaman tungkol sa ating kapaligiran o nagbibigay sa atin ng hint o pag-unawa kung ano nga ba ang kahalagahan ng ating nature o ating kalikasan.
Very good. So before tayo mag-proceed, maaari nyo bang basahin ng ating objectives, Ms. Celestial?
end of the lesson, the students be able to define ecological literacy, discuss the importance of ecological literacy, create activities that promote development of ecological literacy.
Thank you, Ms. Celestial.
Upang mas lalo pa natin maunawaan kung ano pa ang ating susunod na topiko ay gagawin nyo ang isang activity na kung saan pinakamagatan nating arrangement. Ngayon ay meron ka ba ideya kung ano yung number 1 is? Muna ba?
Yung number 1 po, ma'am, is ecological.
Titigan natin mamaya kung tama ba ang iyong sagot. Number 2, Miss Celestial.
Literacy.
Maraming salamat. Pangatlo, binibining mo na ba?
Number 3 is living system po.
Number 4,
Diba?
Environment po, ma'am.
And number 5, Miss Celestial.
sustainable.
Ngayon ay malalaman natin kung ano, kung tama ba ang inyong mga sagot sa ating activity. Ngayon, tama ba ang inyong mga kasagutan sa ating ginawang activity kanina?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Ngayon ay, dahil mayroon na kayong kaalaman sa ating panibagong topiko ay dadako na tayo sa ating mismong paksa ngayong araw, ang ecological literacy.
Okay, so ngayon, ang ating paksang aralin ay tungkol sa ecological literacy. Maaari mo bang basahin, Miss Celestial?
Ecological literacy is the ability to understand the nature system that makes life on the earth possible. It is an understanding of principles of organization that ecosystems have evolved to sustain the web of life, which is the first step on the road of sustainability.
Thank you, Miss Celestial. So, may ideya ba kayo kung ano yung ibig sabihin nito? Miss Palermo.
Ang ecological literacy ay pinapaunawa sa atin o pinapaintindi sa atin kung ano nga ba ang kahalagahan ng kalikasan. Ito ay may maraming principles ang ecological literacy. At dito rin nakapaloob kung paano natin i-adapt o ipahalagahan ang mga binigay sa atin ng ating kalikasan.
Tama. So, may punto si Miss Palermo na ang ecological literacy, ito yung tinuturo sa atin kung paano natin pangalagaan yung ating kalikasan. Dahil diba, alam naman natin na yung kalikasan ay siya yung nagbibigay sa atin ng ating pangangailangan. So, may mga picture ako dito. So, ano yung masasabi niyo sa mga, tungkol sa picture? Miss Celestial.
Ito yung mga maaaring makapagbawas ng mga negatibong epekto sa ating kalikasan.
Another, Miss Palermo.
Ito sa larawan na yung pinakita, binibining mo diba, ay sila yung nagbibigay sa atin ng enerhiya, kagaya na lang ng wind energy, solar energy, at hydroelectric power.
Very good. Tumpak ang sinabi ni Miss Palermo. Sunod ay ang para sa inyo, ano ito? Bago yan, may papakita dito. So, para mas lalo niyong maunawaan ang ating topiko, may papakita ko sa inyo na isang video.
What is eco-literacy? It considers ecological systems and awareness of how society operates within natural aspects as an educational imperative. Ecological literacy is creating a new emphasis on the need for education to integrate understanding of the interdependence between natural processes and the human ways of life. It is the ability to understand the organization of natural systems and the processes that maintain the healthy functioning of living stems and sustain life on Earth.
The importance of ecological literacy ay ito yung tinuturo natin sa atin kung paano natin pahalagahan yung ating kalikasan at kung paano natin ituturo sa mga sumusunod na henerasyon yung mga kabutihan na maidudulot ng mga advantage at yung maidudulot niya sa ating pamumuhay.
Very good. Another, Miss Palermo.
Gaano nga ba ka-importante ang ecological literacy? Kagaya ng sabi ng aking kaklase kanina, mahalaga ito upang mas mahuto pa ang ating kaalaman sa kalikasan kung paano silang nakakatulong sa ating pang-araw-araw na mga pamumuhay. As a future educator ay pinakailangan nating turuan ang ating mga mag-aaral o ang ating mga estudyante kung paano nga ba pahalagahan ang kalikasan upang may ma-receive ba pa sila sa darating na henerasyon.
Maraming salamat, Miss Palermo. So, palakpakan natin ang ating mga sarili. So, ngayon ay dadako na naman tayo.
Ecological literacy is the ability to understand the natural systems that make life on Earth possible. Mina and Allison defined ecological literacy as an individual's understanding not only of ecological concepts, but also of his or her place in the ecosystem. Ecological literacy is meant to enable conscious and participant citizens to make informed decisions or take action on environmental issues. The term was coined by American educator David W. Orr and physicist Fritjof Capra in the 1990s. Orr indicated that knowing, caring, and practical competence form the foundation for ecological literacy. He pointed out that the root of environmental crisis is the individual's inability to think about ecological patterns, systems of causation, and long-term effects of human actions. He then emphasized the importance of one's experience in one's natural environment that can enable humans to shift perspective from one of an economic emphasis to one of balance amongst economics. Ecology and cultures. An ecologically literate society would be a sustainable society which does not destroy the natural environment on which they depend. Ecological literacy is a powerful concept, as it creates a foundation for an integrated approach to environmental problems. Puck characterized an ecologically literate person of the 21st century as the responsible, lifelong learner who strives to improve the human condition and the environment with the context of self, human groups, the biosphere, and the ecosphere. To achieve this, one should become 1. An inquirer, who actively secures the basic skills and knowledge in order to carry out ecological responsibilities. This also enables him, or her, to reach his, or her own potential and place in the physical and natural environment. 2. A reflective learner, who understands the value and limitations of human knowledge, the power and limitations of the natural world, the role of intuition in real-life pursuits, and the role of self as it is manifested in one's personal narrative. 3. Intelligently self-directed, who engages in self-appraisal, sets new learning objectives, develops plans to achieve the objectives, carries out the plans in a flexible, inquiry-directed manner, and reflects on the whole process. 4. Morally responsible, who governs actions with responsibility, justice, and equality to maintain harmonious relationships. 5. Ecologically responsible, who embodies ecological ideas in daily life. 6. Seek self-transcendence, who moves beyond the limitations of personal ego. By identifying with human groups, flora, fauna, and ecosphere that transcend the individual life in scope and time. The ecologically literate person of the 21st century has a positive view of life, grounded in the faith of interconnectedness, and has the capacity to competently perform significant life work and related tasks. Such a view enables him or her to look upon the human experience positively and all living things compassionately. To be ecologically literate means understanding the principles of organization of ecological communities and using those principles for creating sustainable human communities. Ecological literacy is a form of transformative education that requires shifts in 3 related areas. 1. Perception or seeing, 2. Conception or knowing, and 3. Action or doing. Environmental literacy is integral to fostering this understanding, emphasizing that humans are part of a global community, and that actions and decisions made locally by individuals, or communities, have effects that go well beyond local environments. Goleman, Bennett, and Barlow suggested 5 ways to develop ecological literacy. 1. Develop empathy for all forms of life. All organisms need food, water, space, and other conditions to survive. By recognizing the fact that all life forms have roles to play in the environment, we can expand our sympathy to consider the quality of life of other life forms. Feel genuine concern about their well-being, and act on that concern. 2. Embrace sustainability as a community practice. Organisms do not survive in isolation. By learning about how plants, animals, and other living things are interdependent, we can be inspired to consider the role of interconnectedness within our communities and see the value in strengthening these relationships by thinking and acting cooperatively. 3. Make the invisible visible. People may be able to see what is happening in other places. Social networking websites enable people to communicate directly with citizens of distant areas and learn firsthand what the others are experiencing that is invisible to most people. Web-based tools, such as Google Earth, can enable people to travel virtually and view the landscape in other regions and countries. Technological applications such as GoodGuide and Fujicate present research data on the impact of certain household products on our health, the environment, and society. Field trips may be organized to directly observe places that have been quietly devastated. 4. Anticipate unintended consequences. Many of the environmental crises that we face today are the unintended consequences of human behavior. For example, the technological ability to access, produce, and use fossil fuels have led to some serious environmental problems like pollution. When an activity threatens to have a damaging impact on the environment or human health, precautionary actions should be taken regardless of whether a cause and effect relationship has been scientifically confirmed. 5. Understand how nature sustains life. First, we should be aware that all living organisms are members of a complex, interconnected web of life, and that those members inhabiting a particular place depend upon their interconnectedness for survival. Second, organisms are members of systems nested within other systems, and each level supports the others to sustain life. We should realize that even a small disturbance on one organism or subsystem may have far-reaching impact to other systems. Finally, we should practice a way of life that fulfills the needs of the present generation while simultaneously supporting nature's inherent ability to sustain life into the future. We should learn that members of a healthy ecosystem do not abuse the resources they need in order to survive. We should only take from nature what we need and adjust our behavior in times of prosperity and crisis. What is environmental literacy? An individual's understanding, skills, and motivation to make responsible decisions that considers his or her relationships to natural systems, communities, and future generations. Environmental literacy is more than comprehending, it is demonstrating capabilities. So while students learn about photosynthesis or water quality, those facts alone does not demonstrate environmental literacy. They should be able to identify problems and propose solutions to these problems without causing more harm. Difference between ecological literacy and environmental literacy. Environmental literacy mainly focuses on the environment as a series of issues to be resolved through values and action. Ecological literacy emphasizes that knowledge about the environment is necessary for informed decision-making. This knowledge is acquired through the scientific method of systematic observation, measurement, experimentation, and the formulation, testing, and modification of hypotheses. An ecologically literate individual understands environmental realities, by specifically identifying their cause and effect relationships. Ecological literacy also emphasizes systems thinking, which involves identifying the various biophysical and social components in a given environmental context and distinguishing their interrelations, allowing for the construction of a big picture view. As such, the ecologically literate individual has a clear perception and understanding of a system's dynamics and ruptures, as well as its past and alternate future trajectories. He or she understands the complexity of studied objects and phenomena, allowing for more enlightened decision-making. Upon careful consideration, there is obvious, significant overlap between ecological literacy and environmental literacy. Berkowitz and others even suggested that ecological literacy is a subset of environmental literacy. That is, environmental literacy is essentially a combination of ecological literacy and civics literacy. Today's people must understand the ecological, economic, and cultural connections between humans and the environment. And they must recognize the impact of decisions made by individuals, including themselves, and governments. What about you? Are you environmentally literate, or ecologically literate? It starts with a single step. Begin your journey towards ecological literacy today. This has been Eddie. Thank you for joining me, as we delved into ecological literacy. See you next time.
Panghuling gawain na tayo at pinamagatan natin itong meeting. Basahin niyo muna ang direksyon at bago tayo magpatuloy sa ating panghuling gawain o pangwakas na gawain.
Gather yourselves in the same group and then pick a topic about the advantage and disadvantage of ecological literacy and discuss it in front.
Naunawaan niyo ba ang ating panuto? Ngayon ay pupunta na kayo sa inyong mga kagrupo at isagawa niyo na kung ano yung naibigay sa ating panuto. Bibigyan ko lamang kayo ng 2 minuto at pupunta kayo sa harapan upang i-discuss o ibahagi sa inyong mga kaklase ang inyong nakuha na advantage or disadvantage ng inyong
advantage of ecological literacy is hindi ba rin natin na isasabuhay kung ano man yung kaalaman na naituturo sa atin dahil yung mga tao ngayon yung nasa isip talaga na eskwela. So, inaabuso nila yung kalikasan natin at hindi nila inaalam kung ano yung magiging epekto nito sa atin.
Maraming salamat sa iyong pagmamahagi. Ngayon ay pupunta na tayo sa advantage na ibabahagi naman sa atin ni Mr. Chang.
Ang aming napili ay ang advantage. At ang advantage naman, ang possible advantage ng ecological literacy ay ito yung tinuturuan tayo kung paano maging responsable sa ating pangangalaga ng ating kalikasan sapagkat dito tayo kumukuha ng ating pangaraw-araw na
Disadvantage o hindi makakatulong or hindi mabuti sa ating mga tao.
ngayon. Dadako naman tayo sa ating pangwakas na pagtataya. Kumuha kayo ng isang packet po namin. Handa na ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Number 1, the ability to understand the natural system that makes life on Earth possible. A. Ecological literacy. B. Nature literacy. C. Social literacy. D. Number 2, the word ecology was coined by A. Aristotle. B. Socrates. C. Ernst Haeckel. D. Plato. Number 3, it is the study of the relationship between living organisms, including humans and their physical environment. A. Naturalist. B. Ecology. C. Ecosystem. D. Biodiversity. Number 4, what do you mean by ecological literacy? A. Understanding the principles of organization of ecological communities. B. Understand the natural systems that make it possible. C. To be educated on how to be eco-literate. D. Applying a way of thinking. Number 5, who introduced ecological literacy? A. Michael K. Stone. B. Frederick Capra. C. Zenobia Bardo. D. David Orr. Tapos na ba? Saan kayo na inyong mga papel? Number 1, A. 2, C. 3, C. 4, A. 5, D. Ngayon, sino ang mas nakakuha ng mataas na puntos? Magaling, Miss Moneva. Ngayon, dadako naman tayo sa ating takdang aralin. Ito ay pinamagatang Draw Me na create a poster that is related to ecological literacy. And isubmit nyo ito next week. And that's all. Thank you.